The Nerlin Nerds podcast is brought to you by The Goddamn Sauce. Go to thegdsauce.com for details to order all the sauces to replace your ordinary condiments. Pulpery Media presents Nerlin Nerds with your hosts, Brock and Ben. This is where we discuss the pop culture topics that interest us and those minor details that irritate us.
I was not expecting what happened in the season finale.
Yeah, no, it takes several hard left turns.
It starts morbid.
Yeah.
Fuck. We got to see young Oz. What was his brother's names?
It was like Bobby and Jimmy.
Yeah, I wanted to say Petey and Johnny.
Yeah.
But whatever. Older brother. Two older brothers?
No, an older brother and a
younger brother. He was the middle child,
right.
Because of course he was the middle child, because middle children are... Yeah. So, he kills his brothers.
Correct, yeah. Locks them in a drainage tunnel.
Because they were fucking with him.
And, yeah, like...
I mean, not to mention, like, the whole mom thing he has. Look at Timothy Weah.
Yeah.
He's got his mom fixation, which we will most definitely get to that. 'Cause that's... Whoa. So, yeah. Like, they play in the tunnels, which it was a nice callback. He finds the coin.
Yeah.
That he used when he finds the tunnel as an adult, his new lair. Although I don't know how much that's going to last. But we'll see. They still need something damp and cold to grow the mushrooms.
What? I mean, you tell. So.
I mean, I saw the lair.
Yeah, I know, but it gets blown up.
When
Gigante drives the van in, it's like at the end of like episode 7. So he just kills.
You're right. Yep.
He drives Maroney to have a heart attack.
Yep.
And then shoots his dead body multiple times.
Perfect.
And then she drives that van in, and he thinks it's going to be this all-out attack, and it's a bomb. And somehow he gets away from the blast in enough time. But that's what like rocks the whole middle of that Crown Heights neighborhood.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that's what helps him sell it to the councilman, going like, Crown Heights is in ruins. You got the power back on, but now there's gigantic holes in the street.
I forgot about that because he was going around shoring everything up.
Yeah.
Before what happens in episode 8.
Right.
I forgot about that. You know why? Because I was so fixated on the table
on all the
scenes.
fucked up stuff.
Yeah. On the table scene, her talking. So yeah, he killed his brothers. Awesome.
Yeah.
Drowns them. Went home like it was nothing.
Watch the movie.
Ma, we'll watch your favorite movie. Ma. That's all I hear now.
I'd take you out someplace nice, Ma.
Someplace nice, Ma. Like you always wanted, Ma.
We'll go to dinner and dancing.
Yeah, but she's got some other issues too. So she knew, right? Deep down.
Yeah, and she was gonna have
Oz killed.
Yeah, by the local mob dude.
Right.
But that's
the
one
kid
where,
he said hi to, the guy he said hi to on the way to his movie or whatever.
But that's one of my favorite scenes out of the whole show is when she's sitting down with him. I forget the guy's name. It's Johnny something. And they're like, Johnny, he's evil, I tell you. And he's like, well, here's the thing. The kids we bring in to the mob.
Right.
It's like, if the kid's just angry, there's not much we can do with him. But if he needs a father, well, that I can work with.
Come here, Ma.
But he doesn't need a dad because he's got you. You could use him for whatever you want.
And she wants top of the world, Ma.
She wants the penthouse.
Top of the world, Ma. Yeah, she wants the penthouse. She gets one.
Correct.
She most definitely gets her penthouse.
A little too late, but yeah.
Yeah. I would say so myself.
But
yeah, like that, I couldn't wrap my head around. It was like, the cold open and then the penguin shows up on the screen. You're like, this motherfucker.
Well, then that leads into he gets taken by Gigante.
Yep.
And they're about to cut off his mother's finger until he admits that he killed his brothers. And he sticks with it.
Yeah.
Like a fucking sadistic champ.
Well, I mean, he's shown that. This, dude, I'll get into the way he could, he's fluid with everything that he does. Like, I don't know if he's making it up as he goes or if he's thinking 3 steps ahead. Some of it, when he's having the conversation with her or with Vic,
yeah,
as the Godfather is happening around him, that's when I went, oh, it was after a set of beers.
Yeah.
He loves beers.
Sure.
Loves his, let's sit down and have a beer.
Right. And
then we're going to take over this city.
And I didn't think about it until you just mentioned it. But that, he has to, so when he talks with the councilman.
Right.
And it's, it's like, this is what I'll give you in the council. But he's like, you got to do this for me. And the councilman's like, well, you got to dress up. You got to be better. And he built this whole thing. Better. Well, he built this thing on being this common man. And then in the end, he's got to give all that up. He's got to pretend like he's this affluent, wealthy person, and
he put his tux on.
Yeah,
he's got his tails. I love it.
But
there was also that other purple car out front.
Yeah,
did you notice that?
Yeah,
they just showed the front of it and they showed rims.
Yeah,
but it was purple. It was like, there's this new ride.
Right. Yeah,
that's gonna be it.
But oh man. Yeah, I think
better.
I think the basic idea is that he was that's his superpowers. He's adaptable on the fly.
Yeah.
But then in the end, he still is operating off of old gangland principles, which is what unfortunately happens with Vic. Of you can't. Well, I mean, we'll get to that, but the idea you have to have as limited attachments as possible,
which is why he was
they
crying,
can always come for
but
you.
Able to let that chick go, and then she ultimately gave up Oz to Gigante.
Yeah. Now, but that could be argued that he's thinking 3 steps ahead, that he knew that was going to happen, and then used that to his advantage.
And he did, and he said that.
Yeah.
He was like, "They're going to come for you no matter what."
Yeah.
And she was like, "I can take care of me and my girls, blah blah blah."
Right.
And she did.
Correct.
She took care of it.
Right.
And I guess I didn't even think about that until just now. He knew she would take care of it.
Exactly.
Take care of herself.
And then we don't know if she tipped him.
Right.
After Gigante left.
Because he was ready.
Sophia, that's what I'm trying.
I know.
Yeah.
Sophia.
It's just more fun to say Gigante.
It's a Gigante. Because now that's what it is. So, yeah, man, his maneuvering in all of this, and then to get the
underbosses.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking. Yeah, the underbosses.
Yeah, which was that was very Godfather too. Yeah,
right.
You get the you get the Tatalias wiped out. You get the I'm blanking.
There was the Irish ones.
Yeah, no. I was thinking back in the Godfather.
The
families he cleaned out. The Tatalias were the big one that were gunning for him.
One of it started with a B.
Barone.
No,
Barones.
Okay, stop. I'm not going down to Godfather. I'm not doing it. Bertuzzi.
That's what it was, yeah.
Right?
I think, yeah.
Something along those lines. So, yes, but he takes out all of them.
Yeah.
And he's still got his foot soldiers.
Correct. Well, and who are devoted to him.
Right.
So now he's unified all gangs.
All the underbosses, like all of the street level gangs.
Correct, yeah.
Again, pyramid scheme here.
Right.
You gotta work your way up. The more people you have under you, the higher tier you can get.
Well, and that's, I mean, that's, and not to get back, not to open up that door, but like, well, where it's different from other mob stuff that you read about. So Gotham was under the control of two families. He already got rid of those two. Mm-hmm. And then it was like, well, then you're going to have, and I think there's a point where he mentions it, like, if they're gone, there's going to be this vacuum.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he does it in his speech.
That's
and
what I'm
like,
saying. When he's
we're
sitting
gonna
on the
fill
truck
that vacuum.
and they're having beer. Right.
Right. But another, to your point where he's 3 steps ahead.
Who scored?
Pulisic. Yeah. Is that he knew going into that meeting, I'm eventually, well, although, no, because it's Vic who gets the underbosses to join together.
Well, Vic's the one who gets them gathered around.
Right, yeah.
And then Penguin shows up and they're all looking for this thing and he's like,
but I think
let's have a beer.
Yeah. Well, but like when they end up killing Dharma Initiative dude.
Yeah, I was going to say Hanso or whatever. Yeah, exactly.
Namaste.
Because he's the one.
But
who...
Vic recruited all the underbosses of those families.
It was McKinney on the assist. Go ahead.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, so Vic was the one working the streets.
Like, yeah, and not just gathered them in one location, but he got them to join up with Penguin and being like, look, it's going to be better if we work under him.
Right.
Unfortunately, Vic didn't understand what was going to happen, but
that's the naivete.
Yeah. And it's also, I mean, Vic was an up-and-comer too, is that he starts off as this pathetic little kid and he starts building and building and building to where he was a legit underboss for Penguin.
Oh, no, he was.
Yeah.
And he was also his mother's keeper. But
yeah.
he didn't need a mother's keeper anymore because his mother...
Oh, fuck, you're right.
Yeah, he doesn't need a keeper anymore.
Man,
remember this, because after that happened to his mom, he's feeling down and he sits and has the heart-to-heart with Vic.
Yeah. Well, no, but yeah, it's like, yeah, in a way too, yeah, that was the one protected function Vic had.
Yep.
And when that was gone, man, they put so many layers into this story.
Yeah, and it all came back, and everything leading up to it was awesome. And then episode 7 set up was episode 8, and then it all came together. Like you were like, oh.
Which, again, I love it because they don't need to have another season.
I don't think so either. Like, he's now...
Just leave it there, and then he pops up in the movies.
So, the only thing I question is, real quick before we move on to this, is what happens to her now? Is she just in Arkham?
Yeah. But, Arkham never holds anybody for long.
It's the worst institution on the planet. It really is.
Well, and then...
For as scary as Arkham is, people sure get out of there.
And at this point, there's nothing stopping her from becoming the true hangman.
Right.
So when she breaks out again, it's like, fuck it. There's no reason for me to try and do any organization or trying to get out.
Everybody thinks I'm the hangman. Guess
what?
Let
me just go ahead. I'm just going to
start hanging men.
Yeah. I'm
going to lure them in with my charming good looks. And...
The kind of looks Tony Soprano would cheat on his wife for.
With black eye makeup, who is super emo. Sign me up.
And crazy.
Sign me up.
Yeah, it's always fascinating to see, because if you ever seen her in interviews, like, she's a very sweet, nice person.
Yeah, exactly.
But like how you can train yourself to do crazy eyes.
I have no idea.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I have no idea how she fucking crazy eyes.
Right, but I mean, it wasn't even like it wasn't like she was like bugging out her eyes or anything. It was, I guess it's just a Hannibal Lecter thing. Like, you don't blink, and that just fucking freaks people out.
And you put a little bit of dark on.
The following segment has been brought to you by The Goddamn Sauce. Go to thegdsauce.com for details to order all the sauces to replace your ordinary condiments. The Nerlin Nerds podcast is a production of Pulpery Media, produced and edited by Ben Grimion, marketing by Brock Ryder, graphic design by Beck Ryder and Ben Grimion, music by the Heisenberg Compensators.